The Cannabis Show is for information only. You should always consult with a qualified and licensed physician or other medical care provider.
It's the Cannabis Show. Today, Evan teaches us about drying and curing. Hart and Basil are in the back right now getting prepared for strain versus strain. Who will win? Well, keep watching.
Player 1, Player 2, fight.
It's time for strain versus strain. Hart and Basil will both have 30 seconds to defend their strain. For your chance to win a prize today, tell us who you think wins in the YouTube comments below. Now, in the last strain versus strain, Hart finally won by 1 vote.
A win is still a win.
Yeah, you beat your own wig from before. And barely surpassing Basil. We also did a live strain versus strain at the Lift Expo in Toronto. It was a lot of fun. And guess who won? No, it was Basil. You got a louder applause than you. It was still really fun.
It was fixed. It was fixed. He had many plants in the audience.
He had big cheers. He had posters and banners. Today, Hart is representing White Berry out of 7 Acres, and Basil is representing Torbay from Organigram. Okay, Basil, you can kick things off this round. You have 30 seconds to make your case. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go!
Torbay is a great all-the-time strain. Morning, evening, night. The terps in this one, lots of, not a lot, but a nice amount of myrcene and almost perfectly balanced by the caryophyllene. You've got the limonene and the humulene in there as well. A great kind of keep your head about you type of strain. You're gonna wanna use this all the time. Torbay, what a great name. Named after a nice, cute little town in Newfoundland, so you know you're gonna have a good time as well.
And look at that, like there's still 5 seconds to spare.
Anything else you want to add?
I will say in that 5 seconds that Torbay is a wonderful strain.
Yeah.
All right, Hart.
You can't say
How many times have you won? How many times have you won this game? Well, it doesn't matter. It's twice, once?
Yeah, maybe once or twice.
All right. So now it's who you representing?
I'm doing White Berry from 7 Acres.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you need
Nice
a
strain.
kazoo or anything?
Well, you'll have to wait and see.
Baseball bat. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Of course.
3, 2, 1, and go!
All right, so I'm going old school. Like everything I do doesn't seem to work, so here we go. White Berry from 7 Acres runs around 12.8% THC, so it's not super heavy, but it is. They call it an indica, but it's something that I actually prefer to use during the daytime. It's a really nice daytime strain. The terpenes in this one really nicely balanced. There's a lot of myrcene and a lot of limonene, so you kind of get the yin and the yang from both, and I think that's what makes it really kind of a special strain to use during the day. Smells earthy and very citrusy, just exactly what you would expect from those terps. It's sun-grown, I might add. Beautiful strain.
Well, that was a 1-point penalty for going 10 seconds over. No, that was awesome too, and actually that sounds really nice, kind of like Torbay-ish in a way. Okay, so, good job, both of you. For those of you watching at home, who do you think won? Tell us in the comments below, and we'll announce the winning strain in an upcoming show. We'll also choose a winning YouTube comment at random to win a prize.
Hello and welcome to Growing Tips. My name's Evan, and today we're going to talk about how I dry and cure my cannabis. Properly drying and curing your bud is important to break down the chlorophyll to get the best flavor and reduce the chance of mold. If you've ever had cannabis that tastes like hay or grass clippings, you know what I'm talking about. The first step is to make sure your drying room has the right conditions. Ideally, we want a dark, well-ventilated room around 21 degrees C with about 50% humidity. Using an air conditioner, humidifier, or dehumidifier can help adjust accordingly, and a HEPA filter will help keep the air clean. After harvesting and trimming, your buds are ready to dry and cure. My favorite method is to dry the plants either by hanging them from the branches or on a drying rack and then placing the buds into mason jars. Adding a small hygrometer will help us know when the buds are ready by telling us the humidity inside the jars. Hanging the buds for 3 to 7 days will leave the outsides feeling dry, but the inside will still have a significant amount of moisture. Placing the buds into the mason jars for 12 to 24 hours will allow this moisture to evenly distribute throughout the bud. Now I can place the bud back on the drying rack for another 12 to 24 hours and repeat this process until the humidity reaches about 60 to 65%, or one of the stems snaps cleanly. Then the jars can be burped or opened once or twice a day for the next few weeks. If the humidity goes below 55 or your bud becomes brittle or crumbly, you may have over-dried it, and adding a fresh fan leaf or a humidipack can help add some moisture back into the bud. At this point, the cannabis should be ready to use, but some growers like to continue curing for a number of months. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and keep growing.
Tea. It always seemed to me that cannabis tea would break the hydrophobic rule. Cannabis is hydrophilic, which means it loves playing in fat. Water, not so much. But really, to get around this, all you need to do is add coconut oil to the boiling water to make tea for two. Start with grinding a ½ gram of dried decarbed cannabis. Grind it as finely as possible. I use a free as grower's blend or Broken Coast sativa tips in the AM or indica tips at night. That way it's about $2 for tea for two. So you pour 3 cups of water into a pot and you bring it to a boil. You add 2 tablespoons coconut oil to the ground cannabis and the ground cannabis. Leave it on medium-high heat for at least 30 minutes, stirring every few minutes. Then you strain the mixture into a cup. You can add an herbal tea bag for taste if you want to. Expect peak onset at about the hour mark, and effects could last for about 8 to 10 hours. So plan your day accordingly depending on how strong the tea is. Safety, sensitivity first.
Look, I know I'm going to break a few bongs by saying this, but it's something I've been wanting to say for a long time on the show. We need to do away with the whole indica at night, sativa during the day bullshit. We've all been told that sativas are tall plants with narrow leaves that grow in tropical areas, and indicas are shorter plants with wider leaves that grow in places like Pakistan. Great, let's stop there. That's all you need to know about the difference between an indica and a sativa. You simply can't tell the effects of a plant by its physical attributes. Looking at a short cannabis plant with broad finger leaf pattern and declaring that its effects will be sedating is like looking at a guy with tattoos and leather who rides a motorcycle and declaring him a member of a notorious bike gang. It's just downright crazy and incorrect to declare the effects without actually trying the cannabis. We have to look even further at the chemical composition of the plant to determine the effects, things like cannabinoids and terpenes. Add those compounds, plus the fact that each cultivar's effects are also determined by physiology, mood, and environment, and I think you get the point. Folks like Dr. Ethan Russo and Dr. Jonathan Page are leading the way so that we can understand more about how the combination of cannabinoids and terpenes work together to produce certain effects as well as therapeutic benefits. I myself prefer to use what's classified as an indica-dominant cultivar in the mornings because the effects of this indica are very uplifting and have the effects of a strong cup of coffee. Also, while we're at it, let's do away with cultivar names. Don't buy your cannabis based on a name tag. Look at the cannabinoid and terpene profile. Names, quite honestly, mean nothing. Take a look at the cultivar Blue Dream. Many LPs across the country offer what they call Blue Dream. It's quite possible and likely that all of these Blue Dreams have different cannabinoid and terpene profiles. Things like how it was grown, nutrients used, and even when the plant was harvested play a role in the final outcome of the plant. Look at what's in the plant, not at how it's labeled. I can't stress that enough. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's Chris. We got Basil on that end. We got Kait here, and then Hart right next to myself. And Hart, that was awesome.
Preach it, brother.
Yeah.
Preach it.
Thanks, guys. You know, it's about education, right? And I mean, the more we know, the better off we're going to be. We're going to find strains that work better for us rather than just by classifying them as indica at night and sativa during the day.
We're not doing anyone any favors by carrying that on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, seriously.
We're learning as a show because I know myself, like, it was baffling, but sativas, when I first found out about sativas and indicas, every indica was like, okay, sleep, every sativa was daytime. And I'm finding no, indicas are a lot better during the day a lot of times over sativas. Well, they can be. I mean, I like my sativas. But
I mean, we just have to throw that sort of whole way of thinking.
It was so easy because indica, couch.
Yeah.
But same, my favorites have limonene and they're indicas, and I use them during the day. So none of that really does make sense.
Let's just start figuring out the way that certain terpenes affect you.
So, a new twist in the show, but but no, very well done, very well explained, and I really like that. We got You Can Ask Us Anything, and you can ask us anything on the Cannabis Show. And if you want to ask us a question, why not try Twitter @ThisIsTCS and fire a question that way, and we'll try to get on the show for sure. Today's question comes in from Hector. Hey guys, I know you recommend vaping over smoking, but I'm still keen on using a pipe. Recently, a friend gasped when he saw me using a metal pipe over glass.
Yeah, metal.
Is glass
Not
better
so
for
good.
you? Is metal a bad pipe?
Yes.
What's going on here? And guys, let's help Hector out.
I mean, smoking out of metal it's just not healthy. You don't know. I mean, when you burn something in a metal bowl, it's all kinds of things you're inhaling that you don't know. You don't know where that thing was made. It's just not healthy. Use a glass piece that's clean, right?
It's messing with the flavors, back
That
in the
too.
day when you used to smoke out of a metal pipe, you would taste metal. You
Yeah.
would smoke metal, and
not what you want.
now
It's
you
just-
use glass.
Yeah.
You could taste your terpenes, you could taste your cannabinoids.
Bingo. Love that.
It just, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I use glass and metal pipes.
Chris. Let's have it.
There you go. I did not know this. I knew that the tin cans were bad.
I got you, bro.
Thanks, Bezos.
Glass.
That's also, use that. Not the other one,
Yes.
if I'm not vaping. Yeah?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thanks for your question, Hector, and hopefully that helped. Use glass.